You've all heard of Ray-Ban, right? Ray-Ban is now Italian, but it was American. And it was owned by a company called Bausch and Lomb. Now, Bausch and Lomb were the kings of advertising. And in 1936, they brought out Milestones in optical history. It was a series of paintings that explained the history of optics. Alhazen, about 1000 after Christ, studied the refraction of light and disputed the theory that light rays emanated from the eye. Marco Polo reported spectacles as being in general use in and around 1275 AD, but according to legend, spectacles had already been invented at the time of Confucius, which was 500 BC before Christ. In Europe, from the 14th to the 17th centuries, street vendors sold crude spectacles both as an adornment and as an aid to vision. In 1609, Galileo was acclaimed by the distinguished citizens of Venice when he demonstrated his telescope from the Tower of St. Mark's. So unfortunately, some of the frames suffered the ravages of time. But we'll continue with Willebrord Snell in 1621. He discovered the laws of refraction, and this law makes possible precise computation of modern lenses and optical instruments. Unfortunately, I don't have this painting. I'd love to get it, so if anybody has it, please send it to me. In 1675, Antoni van Leeuwenhoek discovered bacteria using a microscope that he developed. This little guy here. In 1678, Christian Huygens explained to Louis XIV his wave theory of light, a theory which became the foundation of modern optical science. Towards the end of the 17th century, Sir Isaac Newton, through his extensive experiments with light, became one of the founders of modern optical science. So probably the most famous one of all, Benjamin Franklin. In 1784, he invented bifocals. Now bifocals, simply he cut the lenses in half, one for distance, the other for reading, and inserted them into a pair of spectacles. He gave the great gift of youthful vision to generations of spectacle wearers. Brave man, this Thomas Young, measuring his own eyes in and around 1800. He conducted experiments that led to his explanation of astigmatism and accommodation. I don't have this one either. Joseph Fraunhofer, at the turn of the 19th century, invented the spectroscope. Now, the spectroscope was the first to measure and designate the dark lines of the solar spectrum. Somewhere between 1820 and 1890, von Helmholtz invented the ophthalmoscope. And Bausch and Lomb actually used a very famous painting which was painted by Sondermann in 1864 to represent the eyeglass vendor. Bausch and Lomb no longer exists, but it was certainly a milestone in optical history. All of the products that you've seen are available on my website, lunadex.com. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a like.